First of all, Rena, thank you very much for taking time out of your day meeting with us to talk about this historical area, the Strelka of West Lewski Island. So, first of all, can you go ahead and just give a little background about yourself?
Sure. So I wasn't born in St. Petersburg. I moved here when I was I was in a grown up, like I was 22, I guess, years old, and I lived here in St. Petersburg for 5 years, actually pretty close to where we are right now. So I really passed by this place many times. So then I was studying in St. Petersburg. So and the main building of my department was again probably like 5 minute walk from the place where we are right now. So yeah, and then in 2009 I got into the United States, and officially I'm still in the United States. Yeah. So, but I guess I do have some history in St. Petersburg.
All right. And for the record, you are a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can you tell us about this place? Well, like, what's the historical significance of this area? Not only just the Exchange Square right here, but like the surrounding buildings, like the Kuskamer, the 12 colleges,
Yeah.
and the Naval Museum.
Mm-hmm. Uh, the historical significance, I guess, is obvious. These are real historical places which served for a really long time for their purposes. If it's customs, it's customs. If it's, I don't know, exchange, if like it's stock exchange, yeah. If it's the university building, it's still the university building, thank God. Yeah. So, but they were built in usually 18th century, and they are still here. Just they look basically the same, and they're used in a different way, but they remain the same. I don't know, like in terms of their architectural style, they're the same, which is it's great, and it's also a very interesting place in terms of how it's been sort of adjusted to the needs of the modern city right now. I guess I'll tell this later in the interview, but yeah, lots of weddings are, yeah, they take place here. So it's interesting, and lots of actual concerts, especially rock concerts.
Okay.
They are right here, where we are right now. Yeah.
So I mean, other than these concerts and the weddings, like I've been here. I've seen the multiple weddings.
Yeah.
I've seen about like at least 10 within the past 2 times I've been here. How has this place changed ever since like the first time you came here? Has anything changed drastically, or is it just like small, minuscule changes?
Uh, I would say it's still the same. It's just being, I don't know, decorated with flowers in a little bit different way. I would say, yeah, it has more flowers now. I believe that the city tries to make this place, I don't know, prettier for the purpose of tourists and those newlyweds. But in general, overall, it is the same. Yes. Before, actually, I should say there was an amazing moving fountain right here. We would see it from this where we are right now, where we're sitting right now, and they did it in 2009, and I believe it was just probably last year when many people in the city say that they don't like it, that it like blocks the panoramic view from this this place, because as you can see right now, we can see the Winter Palace, then Peter Paul Fortress. So all this territory was sort of, as those people say, blocked by the fountain. But it was one of the biggest modern fountain in Europe, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, it has changed a little bit because the fountain does not exist anymore.
So you mentioned it's sort of like the city keeps it up for like a touristy or wedding.
Yeah.
Is it, in your mind, is this area more of like based for the tourists, or is it based aimed at the people who actually live in the city? How accessible do you find this place? Do you find that there's a lot of tourists come here, or a lot more like city natives like to come here and relax?
I would say no. I would say mostly tourists and different weddings. So that's just it, because there is, as you can see, nothing else but just this like sort of small field, and there are stairs to the water, Neva River. And that's You can get it anywhere along the Neva embankment, so people don't have to come here necessarily for that. So no, I would say tourists and different wedding ceremonies.
As you see, like there's a massive expanse of like grass here.
Yeah.
Like in America, it's like any place. This grass is usually filled with like picnickers, people playing
Yeah.
frisbee, people taking their dogs out for walks.
Yeah.
Is this place used for the same sort of things here, or is it a little less so?
Yeah, it is a little less so. First of all, as you've probably noticed, you're not allowed to walk through the grass in Russia. You'll be yelled at immediately. And also, they keep this place looking so nice for mostly, this tourist and, just good wedding picture
Yeah.
purposes. And in terms of dogs, you cannot walk your dog here because Russian people do not clean up after their dogs. So this place would be ruined in a couple of months.
Okay.
And also, if you really let Russian people just sort of like rest after their day at work, it will be all covered in like empty beer, and not only beer bottles, lots of glass. That's true. Yes, lots of glass, and probably these benches would be used for some hobos to sleep. So no, they keep this place clean, and mostly for tourists and those purposes, like wedding purposes. Yeah.
Okay. And so as you know, this area is there's a lot of museums.
Yeah.
In Colorado, you have Southern Warehouse or the the zoological museum.
Yes. Yes.
Have you been in any of these museums?
Yeah.
Have you been including the soil and dirt?
No, I haven't been there. I'm not really interested into that, to be honest. But yeah, I've been to this naval museum, which is right behind, like in front of us, and Kunstkammer, of course, the zoological museum, and the building, which is the 12. What is it in English? Colleges. Yeah. Okay. 12 colleges. I used to have some classes there, but I did have all of my ceremonies for my bachelor degree, my master degree there. So yeah, I've been, I guess, for either as a visitor or as a student in any of these places. Or both. Yeah.
Talking about the colleges, I mean, when you're in that big building,
Yeah.
do you feel like a strong historical presence, or is
Oh
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it like sort of going to the Wren at William and Mary?
Sort of. Yes, that's true. The history is mostly because it's what's the year? 1720, I believe. Yeah, so it's like early 18th century, pretty close. Yeah, but and they don't have money to renew anything there, so it's really authentic.
Okay.
And what I really like there is lots of rooms. They haven't been renovated. They are still the same as some professors saw them, let's say 100 of years ago. And there is a wonderful library in the hallway, which leads to a modern library inside this 12 colleges building, where they have just lots of bookshelves. Thank God they're locked, but they are still from the time when the university was founded, and they are still the same textbooks. Yes, and they are absolutely authentic, and lots of them are, let's say, some amazing encyclopedias in German. Some French collections. It's still there. You can look at them. I believe you, if you really prove you need one of them, you can even get some access, and it's right there. You can just go and look.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
So you said you lived around the area,
Yeah.
and then you had classes in the 12 colleges. How often did you use this area yourself, or did you kind of like steer clear of it?
I didn't use it often because usually when it's a cold time of the year, it's really cold here because it's water everywhere. It's extremely windy and extremely cold. You really cannot walk here for more than, I would say, 15 minutes. When it's warm, it's only weddings. It's like a chain of people waiting for their wedding pictures to be taken here. So you cannot come here for just your own pleasure. I did it once, and to be honest, I was really, I don't know, caught by a gypsy woman who was trying to tell me my future. And yes, and she insisted. Oh yeah, she was very pushy, and so basically, she was trying to tell me, I don't know, first of all, she saw I would be very lucky, and to tell how lucky I would be, I was supposed to give her some money. So yeah, basically, I don't know, I somehow escaped that conversation. I really had to be a little bit rude. And that was my only experience when I came here, just, for my own, time, just, let's say to, I don't know, take a seat and just to enjoy good weather. So I had to pay for that.
Have you ever actually taken part in any of the wedding ceremonies?
No, here, no. But yeah, there is one right now, yes. And actually, it's the second one. When we were getting here, it was another one. Yeah, I remember the woman was wearing another dress, yes. So, yeah, lots of them. And they usually go downstairs right to the water. And as you probably know, maybe you've read online, they usually break into pieces a bottle of champagne. Because this is what they used to do back in the days when the Navy people, when they had a new ship.
Right. Yep.
This is what they did exactly. They broke a bottle of champagne for good journey. So this is what new families do right now. They break those bottles for their good family journey, lifelong journey. And they go downstairs. It's usually a lot of glasses and a lot of champagne. And because this is where what kind of place here they use, so it's actually a line all the time. Everybody has to go there. Everybody has to break a bottle of champagne, and pretty often also those glasses, because sometimes they drink that champagne before they break it. Yeah, and then they take pictures around here, so it's pretty busy. I'm surprised we don't have so many weddings right now here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed when you can actually go down and almost get in the water if you were so inclined to. In the winter, what is it used for? Do people go ice skating off the tip at all, or is it sort of used for other purposes? Do they?
Not really, because so first of all, it's dangerous to go ice skating here because the thickness of ice is different. I know that many people do it at that part of Niva where you have your classes, that ninth line of Vasilyevsky Island. They do it to cross to that old part of the city, which is right now pretty close to this bridge, which used to be Most Schmita. Right now it's Blagoveshensky, yeah. So they do cross or do some ice skating there just a little bit, but officially it's forbidden because it's pretty dangerous.
Okay.
And also, even in winter, this part of the river is still available for ships.
Okay.
So it's not, yes. And pretty often you would see a special ship which breaks ice. They would let it go through the river every morning. So you cannot really, cross the river or do ice skating. It's really dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So out of all your experiences, has any one been especially notable? It's have you ever had any great experiences in this area, in the class, in any of these buildings? What was your most memorable time here?
First of all, I do like these museums. I do find them interesting. But aside from the museum topic, this particular grass, this field with those lighthouses, it's usually really nicely decorated for some big holidays, like let's say 300 years of St. Petersburg. Or I remember really well, what was it, 65 years of the victory in World War II. The fireworks I saw from here was the, the core place for that celebration. That fireworks, they were the best, the most amazing and breathtaking I've ever seen in my entire life. It was, I would say, 1 hour of fireworks constantly being, in the sky every 10 seconds. And for big holidays, these 2 lighthouses, they usually have the fire on top of them. And this place is decorated with, I don't know, either some small kiosks with some, I don't know, local I don't know, class or something else like souvenirs, or if it's a rock concert, which they also pretty often it's held here. Here would be like a stage like this, light constructed stage, and those lighthouses would have fire on them, and and especially if it's white nights,
Yeah.
you have a rock concert right here.
Wow.
All of those beer kiosks around, those light houses are being they're, what was it in English, how to say this correctly, um, so they have fire, real fire, because
Right.
they're real lighthouses, and all of it. So Winter Palace and White Night, so it's like absolute light. It's really like daylight pretty much. It's extremely beautiful. So I have in particular one rock concert which I remember very well. It was a Russian rock, good one to be honest, with some really famous groups like DDT. I believe you know them. No, well, I might know them. So really popular rock musicians, popular in Russia. They had a concert right here, and it was free of charge for anybody. So it is a place, gathering place for many people in St. Petersburg, not only people from the Siversky Island.
Do they ever hold any protests here at all?
Me in particular, no, I've never heard of any.
Okay. And just one last question before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
When I say the spit of Vasilevsky Island or like the Strelka, what do you consider to be actually part of this area? Like, what would you include and what would you not include?
I would include this particular field, these two lighthouses, um, this zoological museum, the stock exchange building, um, then this museum as well. This is oil, yeah, soil, yes,
Soil.
soil museum, yeah. Then these two embankments, both sides, Niva, and this one is, I forgot, it's another one. I forgot the name, but yeah, they're different, and they're used in a different way. This is the main one.
Yep.
This is a really for just local people,
Okay.
to be honest. And that's basically it. Honestly, I would not even include the 12 colleges building because it mostly belongs to what is after the Palace Bridge. So
Okay.
it's like a whole different story.
So you, like, when I say Strelka, it's sort of like if you drew a line from the Palace Bridge to the Exchange Bridge.
Yes.
That's everything forward. Would be
Exactly.
Strelka. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.